Number 512. Good to see you this morning.
Okay, you notice here on the bulletin, every now and then we have someone to come and give his testimony about what the Lord has done for him and what the Lord means to him. We have one this morning, and I intended to ask him how long he lived here in this community, but I didn't have the opportunity. I know he's been here a good many years, and he's meant so much to me in my life. And I've asked him to come and say a few words this morning about what the Lord means to him and how he depends on the Lord. Brother Harry Hewlett. Brother Harry, will you come now and say a few words about what the Lord means to you? We appreciate you very much. Come right ahead.
I'd like this morning, if I don't forget it, try to tell you something about what love means to me, what miracles mean, and my second birth. I'm a born-again Christian. In 1920, I was baptized Baptist Church, Life End. That's down northwest of Hood County. And I'd like to tell you something about leading up me belonging to the Baptist Church there. Now, the miracles of my first birth. My father and mother, I've never questioned their love. I've never questioned but what I was conceived in love. And fortunately, it wasn't my choice, but I was born into a loving family. And a mother that was a Christian that I'll never forget. Unfortunately, I lost her when I was rather young. But then for some time, our closest two friends, one of them was Church of Christ, and one of them was a Methodist. And I'd go over to the Methodist church on one Sunday. I'd go over to Church of Christ on one Sunday. I'd go back over to the Baptist. Well, a Methodist preacher come to our town, held a revival meeting there. I was converted in this Methodist revival. But I chose to be a Baptist. And one of the outstanding reasons that I chose being a Baptist, I'll never forget my first remembrance of a Baptist. I was in a very much a country town back there, and we got preaching on Fifth Sunday, some Sundays. Well, there's a new family moved in by us. There's a boy come over to see me there right off. He's just a little older than me. And he wanted to know what church my mother belonged to. And I told him I didn't know, but I knew my mother was a Christian. Oh, he said, my mom was a Christian too. Said they belonged to the same church. And, well, I wouldn't have thought no more of it. But he went home, and soon here he come back to his mother. It wasn't but a little while till his mother and my mother come to the door and hollered for us to come in. I just wondered what I'd done wrong now. Bob's mother said to him, said, why did you tell me that Miss Hewlett belonged to the Church of Christ? And he said, Harry told me. My mother turned to me and said, Harry, why did you tell him I belonged to the Church of Christ? I said, Mother, I told him I didn't know what church you belonged to, but I knew you was a Christian. Well, I thought maybe I'd done something wrong, but I heard my mother and father talking later. They didn't know it, so I thought, well, maybe it's okay. And so I chose to be a Baptist. And when I'd done that, I knew that I was in a loving church. Okay, then we come to this country. And I believe used to, Methodists spoke of falling from grace. And Baptists were backsliders. Well, I was in a backsliding condition. And Brother Graves Darby held a meeting here. And he was one of the most loving preachers I've ever known. He could love like you. If you'd give him a chance, he'd love the devil out of any of us. Well, he held a revival. I repented, and I was so happy about it, I thought I'd been saved again. That's some of my Methodist teaching. And I requested to be baptized again. Well, I was baptized again, or let me put it this way. I got a good ducking out here in the Lumsden tank. And I hope it didn't hurt anybody. It didn't hurt me, but I didn't know at the time what had been saved again. But God has been so good to me. I was born in the love of the family. I was begotten alive. God so loved that He gave His only Son. If I trusted in Him, I would not perish. I trusted in Him. That was my choice. That was my second choice. Baptist, then been saved. Okay. I left here then. I was in the valley. I was doing good. I was working for Woolworth Company. I was assistant manager. I could already see myself as a big Woolworth manager. But I lost my health. Had to leave and I come back here. I come to my brother over in Hopper County teaching school over there. And the next Monday morning, I was sitting out on the schoolhouse porch. I was very lonely, very blue. School bus drove up. So far as I know, and this is the truth, there wasn't but one on that school bus. I was one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. And I chose her for my wife. And what a wonderful wife I had. I want you to think now, I'm not boasting. I'm trying to tell you how God's been good to me. She really made me believe that I was handsome and I was intelligent and that I was just the mostest. And I still believe that. Well, we had 6 children. And I can honestly tell you, I don't believe there's one of those children but what think that I'm Big Papa. Now, God's good to me. God's good to me. Now, I'm speaking of a span now of over 50 years. And I feel like the experience I've had, I've been uphill and I've been downhill. I've been in the valleys and I've been in the mountains. But I'm sure if anyone that might be concerned, I can recommend Jesus. He's good. And what He has done for me, He will do for others. And I love every one of you out there, and I want you to know it. And I want you to know that I love Wilson Baptist Church. It's meant a lot to me. And there's a lady sitting yonder that means a lot to me, Miss Lumsden. She knows. Brother Pastor, I know I can talk for the church. We love you.
Thank you, Harry. Appreciate it.
Turn to number 482.